Hamilton, fastest of anyone, Sector 1, Sector 2, putting all of that experience to good use.
And off the back of what was a confidence-inspiring championship drive in Silverstone, and he's able to find the grip for that opening lap.
No, I don't think we can improve like this.
What's your concern, the temperatures or the...
The rain!
Perez!
Okay, calm down, Max. Then if you're concerned about the rain, we can box. You can come back to the garage, it's not a problem. You were talking to me about tyre temps.
One Red Bull driver being calmed down on the radio. The other one, in the middle part of the track, finds the barrier, and a driver under pressure coming into the weekend finds the wall. Once again in Formula One qualifying, Sergio Perez is okay. That's the most important thing, but Sergio Perez is out in the first part of qualifying.
And that's down at turn 8 in the middle sector, and it's another moment for Perez when the rain started to fall that he's found the barriers.
Checkered flag out. Verstappen's done an identical time to Lewis Hamilton. Massive improvement in the middle sector for Daniel Ricciardo. There's time to be found out there. Ricciardo goes fastest of anyone so far. Currently looking over their shoulders, dropping down. It's Pierre Gasly who's stuck in the pit lane.
Russell could yet be in trouble. Everyone behind him is improving, and by a huge amount. He's now 13th and shuffling down.
Albon goes to 5th. Hulkenberg from the back to 6th position. Gasly in the drop zone. Ocon in the drop zone. Tsunoda improves to 8th position. It's changed right at the end now. Can the Saubers get through? Joe just misses out. Russell is at risk though. Can Bottas knock out Russell? He can! Bottas gets himself through into the next part of qualifying, and George Russell, for the second year in a row, will be eliminated in Q1 at the Hungarian. Magnussen finds a time that gets him to 15th. He will continue to play a part in Formula One qualifying, and it changed right at the last. Perez hit the wall, he's out. Russell improved, but then the track dried up even further. Joe improved, but not by enough. And Alpine weren't on the circuit at the right time. Ocon and Gasly on the back row. Fernando Alonso trying to beat his teammate, trying to take his place in the top 10 here. He's always been in the points here in recent times, trying to continue that run, improves his lap time, not his position.
Hamilton's not safe in 9th position. One Mercedes has gone out, Tsunoda's improving, Hulkenberg is on a lap as well, as is Bottas. Hamilton is not safe in 9th currently.
He is not improving. Hamilton is done in terms of his lap time on the racetrack. Risky moments for Alex Albon. Logan Sargent down to 11th. And now it's Yuki Tsunoda in the V-car, gets himself up to 8th position. Ricciardo is currently in 9th. The driver at risk is Lewis Hamilton, and Valtteri Bottas and Hulkenberg are on personal bests.
Hulkenberg's quicker than Hamilton through 2 sectors. Hamilton's in big trouble.
Hamilton is done. He has crossed the line. The checkered flag is waving. Bottas, Hulkenberg, Magnussen, all aiming for that top 10. It's 11th for Bottas. What about Hulkenberg? Can he find a time that's good enough? No, he's in 11th place. Magnussen trying to find his way to Q3 for the first time this year, and he can't get there. Oh, what a reprieve at the end for Lewis Hamilton, who's made it through by 100th of a second.
100th is a tiny margin, but it sees Hamilton through for a refresh and a go at getting higher up the order.
He's got 2 corners to go before he puts his time on the board, looking for his 9th pole position of the season and 41st all-time. Time to beat a 1:15.555.
And look at the way that he jumps immediately off the racing line to not give Norris a tow. Piastri's not done the job in the first 2 sectors. He's good in the final sector, but there's a 3/10 gap between the first Red Bull and the first McLaren. Norris only now starts a flyer.
He will hope it stays dry. 3rd place for Carlos Sainz. Doesn't have an answer to Piastri or Max Verstappen. What about Lewis Hamilton? 9 times on pole position at this circuit in the past, but he can't get onto the provisional front row as it stands. He's ahead of Carlos Sainz. 3rd place for him, fighting the car, soaring away at the steering wheel. Charles Leclerc, one of 4 pole sitters so far this year. He's up to 3rd. This is the penultimate corner of the racetrack for a driver who is chasing pole position number 3 in Formula One. He'll want to get it done on the first run in case the rain is arriving. Lando Norris to the line and to the front of the field by 0.3 of a second. That's provisional pole and then some. This one is not settled yet. 3 minutes to go, improving times on the racetrack. Let's see what Oscar Piastri can do, chasing his maiden pole position in Formula One. He's missed out by 0.02 of a second. It's a provisional front row for McLaren. Sainz in the mix though, Verstappen in the mix. Who can get to the front row? Who can get to pole?
Sainz fighting the car. The Ferrari's not so good as the lap continues and the time ebbing away for Carlos Sainz. But what can Verstappen do about Norris's benchmark?
This looks good for Max Verstappen. He goes past Lando Norris. Norris will get the right of reply. He will hope the rain stays light. But Verstappen gunning to the line. Verstappen just misses out. He's behind Norris. He's behind Piastri. And he finds himself in third place as Yuki Tsunoda finds the barrier. And the red flag comes out with an all-McLaren front row with a V-carb in the wall. And Verstappen got close. He was 0.04 of a second away. Yuki Tsunoda is okay, but the red flag is flying to interrupt the push laps of Alonso, of Ricciardo, and the man who dropped it pushing on there, Norris, didn't get a right of reply. Not at this stage.
It's a very unusual place for him to end up. Is on the outside of turn 5, which is newly crossed.
Oh my word!
He launched off it up high into the barrier.
Okay, something happened. Sorry.
Very, very unusual. You know, he was definitely running wide, but you would have expected, Julian, just to see the rear step out on him, but it actually looked like the whole car just was like a magnet to the Armco barrier.
Max Verstappen won't be heading back out there with 2 minutes to go. As Lando Norris comes in to celebrate a third career pole position, and he did it on the first run.
He had to do it on the first run. What a lap it was. Piastri and Verstappen both had challenges but couldn't quite get there. It ends up being one of those famously close Hungarian Grand Prix qualifying sessions.
Lando Norris at the front of the field for the second time this season, for the third time in his career. Oscar Piastri equals his best result in Formula One qualifying.